I'm Melissa Paris here with Josh Hayes, AMA Superbike champ, guy I know pretty well. Josh, you had a really exciting race there with a pretty scary incident with Blake. What was that like being a part of that?
It really stinks being a part of something like that, you know, like we do a lot of close racing in this series, and Blake and I, especially the last couple of years, have done a lot of close racing, and you definitely want to be able to trust the guy that you're riding next to, especially that close and with these big super bikes moving around. And I felt really bad about what happened. There was no intention behind it. I think Blake understands, we get it wrong sometimes, and we were on two motorcycles that wanted to occupy the same space, and so it stinks. But fortunately, he was okay, and we were able to go out there and finish up with an exciting race, and I think it's a good story for our sport.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty exciting thing to watch, being your wife and all. I might have had a tense moment there watching that bike ghost ride across the grass, but
Maybe, huh?
we're both glad that you came out okay. On to brighter subjects, I also know from personal experience that you worked really hard this off season to be in better shape. What motivated that, and what's been your game plan over the winter to get ready for the 2012 season?
Well, I have a smoking hot wife at home, and I want to make sure I'm fit and in shape for her and stuff like that. That's a big motivation.
Really?
But I also want to lose a little bit of weight, so our R1 would accelerate a little bit better. The guys have done so much work back at the shop to improve the bike. I want to make sure I did my part. And then, of course, just fitness, being able to wrestle around that Superbike for all those laps for 11 weekends a year and being good on Sunday, right? The last time we ride the bike is Sunday afternoon in the race, and you want to be at your best there, or at least a little bit better than the rest of those guys. So that's where a lot of the hard work came into. It was mostly road cycling, a little bit of mountain biking, still playing tennis 4 or 5 nights a week, and a little bit of motocross with the wifey.
Yeah, about the motocross, I heard you used to like to ride a little bit of supermoto, but you haven't been doing a lot of that lately. Is there any particular reason that you don't like to ride supermoto anymore?
When your wife's faster than you, it's something. That's why I don't like rock climbing or swimming either.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again? What happened?
Right. I was a little bit faster than Melissa, but she was getting close enough that I decided.
Are you sure that that's
career is over?
I'm not sure that's exactly how it went down, having been there myself. But I digress. Our last question comes from a very big fan of yours who just wanted me to bring up something he knew about your early career and some sort of incident that happened with you on Highway 90 in Mississippi, riding down the beach involving your head and a taillight. Do you have any recollection of what might have caused this incident to happen?
Yeah, I do remember. It's funny because, me and my best friend Steven in high school, we got Breckenridge. We got our first street bikes like 2 weeks apart as seniors in high school. Well, of course, mine had a flat tire or something, so he was giving me a ride home from school, and I was riding on the back. So as we were rolling up to a stoplight, I had kind of sat up. I had a backpack on, and I kind of sat up and just kind of sat upright rather than putting my hand on the tank. I just kind of leaned back a little bit because we were decelling up to the stoplight. Well, he saw some cute girl in the car next to us and blipped the throttle one time, and all of a sudden he had my feet under his underarms, and I was hanging off the back doing this number, like rolling up the windows. And as I swung back up, I came across with a right hook and hit him as hard as I could and almost knocked us both down in the intersection. It was actually a funny story.
Well, I think I can speak for everyone when I say that we're all glad you got off the back of the motorcycle and onto the front in the driver's seat. And
I'm definitely better there.
It's been nice chatting with you, and we'll look forward to your racing tomorrow.
Thanks, babe.